Good morning and welcome to FuzzFeed206. I'm VesperBat, joined here by my colleagues CPD80 and Project Grizzle.
Good morning.
So we're off for another Nightfall Strike. Again, your favorite, well, hopefully favorite, I guess it doesn't really matter, local police department, streaming Twitch, playing Destiny the game, and talking about public safety, policing, and city government. Speaking of city government, today's a really big day for the city of Seattle. Mayor Ed Murray is going to be offering his State of the City address today at Idris Mosque. So it's fairly unusual to have a State of the City held outside of city council chambers, so this is going to be a very special occasion. That's actually going to be on at 9:30, so tune in to the Seattle channel. You can find them on channel 21 or even online. And this is a pretty awesome tune, rockabilly or whatever. I guess my dots doesn't really match up, but so we've got a few topics we're going to go through today, and of course, any questions that you all have, we'd be happy to take those on too. So, without further ado, let's head on out to the Abomination Heist. I've got my 3 coins going already, and
Oh yeah, I gotta do one of those.
I'll give you an extra minute in orbit there, good sir.
Yeah, go for it. Just launch it.
Okay. So, topic 1. It's an important topic. We've talked about it before, and it certainly bears repeating. Sanctuary cities. And what that means here in Seattle. Seattle is in fact a sanctuary city that's also known as a welcoming city. And there's no real legal definition of what a sanctuary city is. It's more of a term that people understand and know that local police will not be making inquiries into Seattle residents' immigration status. So this is really important. And when we talk about the people who live and work in Seattle and study in Seattle and call Seattle home, knowing that the police department is not going to be stopping people and asking questions about things that are not relevant to crime and public safety is very important. We want to make sure that the people who live in Seattle have trust and confidence in our department to keep them safe. And when we're talking about immigrant communities, we have an obligation to keep everyone safe. And this is a vulnerable community. So for them to have a relationship with the police department, to be able to call on us when needed, to be confident knowing that we're going to show up and we're going to keep the peace, help people out, that's critical. And this has been in the national news here lately. We had an incident that was nationally reported as having occurred in Seattle. It did not. It actually occurred in a city well to the south of Seattle called Des Moines. And in that case, there was an instance of a immigrations and customs arrest and detention, and that was not anything that our department participated in, although certainly that's what was reported. And the important thing here is that our department will not be doing immigrations and customs enforcement. That is a federal job performed by federal police, not by local police officers. And in fact, here in Seattle, there's a very specific law in the Seattle Municipal Code that would prohibit us from inquiring into people's immigration status. So, again, it's not something we're interested in. It's not something we do. It's work done by our federal partners in the immigrations and customs field. This is separate from any work that we might do with Homeland Security investigations agents, which is part of that same group. And the work that we do with the Homeland Security investigators is actually quite good. We've seized some guns, significant quantities of heroin recently, and that's completely separate from the immigrations and customs work, which we do not participate in. And so, I've said it like probably 5 times during the stream, so I'll probably close by saying it one more time. We don't make inquiries into people's immigration status. It's not something that we're interested in. It's something that is not part of our mission. It causes a lot of confusion in our vulnerable communities, so we want to be abundantly clear that this is not one of our responsibilities. It's not an obligation. Yes, we do work with our federal counterparts on a variety of different investigations, and that's really important, and it's a great relationship to have. But as far as clear delineation of lanes, that's well outside of our lane, and we just want everyone to be 100% crystal clear on that topic. Guys, did I sell it?
Well, I think you said it enough.
Cool.
That's an important distinction to make. Uh-oh.
It's all good.
I've got some radiance.
Save it. It's all good. I'll come get you. I'll run a Stormcaller up here. Yeah. Nice lack of a jump. Ah! Okay, so any other thoughts on that, guys? Just because, and it is.
No, I mean, I think the continued push on this is just that by having the policies we have in place, it actually makes our job as officers much easier, because we don't have to continue to have people worried about that aspect of policing. And I'm up whenever you get a chance.
Okay.
If you get a chance.
I mean, policing's already a very complicated profession, and we have so many things we're responsible for. And, yeah, we have so many things that we're already responsible for. So just making sure that everyone is, performing, their job, and, of course there's always going to be an argument about, whose job that is. But, it's pretty clear in Seattle, it's not the job of the local municipal police department to manage a task that is one that has been historically performed by federal authorities. So that's just where we're at, and it's a pretty rock-solid place to be. So I want to help make you guys some orbs for this next cycle. That way CPD can get his bubble back.
Oh boy.
Alright, that should help things.
Thank you.
And then I think we can probably do all by staying down here instead of going up to the top platforms and let them come to us.
Alright. I also realized I totally forgot to get the sunrise or whatever.
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh.
I'll run it with you again.
That's fine.
Okay, so that was topic 1. Sanctuary cities. Cannot state enough how important that one is. The next topic we have is our bodycam update.
Bodycam update. So I'll tackle that one actually. And we got a good question from PK427 on Reddit last week about asking about our body camera program, asking if we had one coming. We most certainly do. We ran a neat pilot last year. Oh boy.
I'm pulling back. Hold on a second.
Oh, I'm down.
Oh. So yeah, we ran a body camera pilot. What was it? 2 years ago now.
Yeah, 2014
And
going into 2015.
During that pilot, we launched a YouTube channel that got a little bit of publicity, just because we were proactive with publishing body camera videos that we've been recording during the pilot, just to see what that increased transparency looks like and what it feels like and if it does anything to police work. In general, it worked quite well. Continues to be one of our top projects that we have on YouTube right now, which is super cool. But as far as where we stand right now, we have our body camera actual program coming online. So we have, 24 cameras on the street right now?
Yeah.
Right. And then in the near future, we're going to be having West Precinct should come online here first. West Precinct will come online first. And then from there, we're going to probably move up north. And this West Precinct will come online, hopefully sometime early
Next month? Oh my gosh, guys. Yeah, so it'll come online early next month.
Come get me, Project.
I'm trying. I'm not gonna make it.
Awesome.
I'm up if you get a chance. Watch out, there's a turd in there.
Ugh. So, before we hit the door, I realized that I didn't have any heavy ammo.
Heads up, the splicers are onto us.
Fixed. Okay. And we should all probably stay right over here, like at the foot of the stairs, together, so that way we can maximize benefit from the bubble.
Alright.
I'm gonna hit a super, so I can make some orbs here in about 2 seconds, maybe. There it goes. Going full Palpatine. Alright, over here, guys.
Yep, just collecting orbs.
Like everything else
Alright, so I got a bubble when we need it,
Awesome.
which I think we're going to here in a second.
Yeah, don't get too close to this thing, it'll drain the life out of you. I'm gonna grab this. Here we go.
I just took out the turret,
Nice.
so if we need to back out.
It'll come back up, so keep an eye on it.
Pattern here is chaotic. I think I
It's chaotic.
Just one more room to
Yeah, I mean, body cams are very important. PK427 asked us a question about this last week on Reddit. Asked us to address it during the stream. Oh, it's... Yeah, I mean, so it's important to bring it up.
Yes, we have one. Bubble back on the stairs.
Couple more orbs, maybe.
Thank you.
So,
and I got another bubble when we need it.
Cool.
room's clear. We're
Good
through.
morning, 88. You haven't missed much other than us struggling mightily. We talked about Sanctuary Cities so far, and we're just giving a body cam update because we had a question on Reddit last week, just asking about the status of the pilot program. This is the second iteration of the pilot, and CPD80 just talked about that. So, yeah, I mean, body cameras are pretty awesome. We've got dash cams, and we have body cams. Some of the questions that we've typically had in the community are, well, does this make your job harder? You know, how do officers feel? You know, does it present any technology issues?
I think, yeah. As far as, well, let's go through those questions, actually, now that you've asked them. Does it make our job any harder? No, it doesn't, honestly. Why would wearing a camera, something that, one, helps us collect evidence, two, holds us a little bit more accountable, and three, holds everyone else a little bit more accountable, too. I mean, it's one of those things that they've always kind of asked the question, does wearing a body camera help officers avoid uses of force, and does it avoid uses of force on officers as well? And I think it's one of those interesting questions that they're still looking into, but I think that there have been some looks into it, and yeah, it does seem to at least point towards the idea that maybe it does limit the amount of force that, one, officers use, and two, is used on officers. So it's not a terrible option. I mean, nobody wants to have to use force, and nobody wants to have force used on them. So it's good all the way around. What were the other two there? I know there were others.
How does it help with investigations? Would be a question.
Well, I mean, it gives us the opportunity to go back and look at it. So that's every bit of evidence that we can collect is always good. So that's helpful, and it helps on investigations with officers too. It goes back to that holding us accountable for our actions thing. So we have OPA who can then take a look at those videos. We also have, you gotta watch out for those.
Yeah, I'm down in the back.
Alright, I'm gonna come back for you. Just hold off back
here, but yeah.
No, this pesky turds. I'm still at 15 seconds.
I was just hanging out, talking about body cams.
I mean, when we're talking about investigations and accountability, I mean, the big obvious one is, you know, officer-involved shootings and use of force.
Yeah.
Right? So.
And I mean, we have a pretty good history of putting out video as we get it, especially in officer-involved shootings. And it's one of those things that we will continue to do even once we have body cameras on all of our officers. It is something that we think the community deserves to know. It's one of those trust things that we are asked to do an awful lot. And when we take somebody's life, that is an awful big leap of faith for people to just believe that we were doing the right thing. And we understand that, and by...
Don't look down, okay?
Ooh.
I'll go right if you guys want to go left.
Putting this stuff out immediately, it helps kind of show what we... And we got the third.
Hello?
Over.
Yeah, we don't have anything to hide.
It helps show what we were dealing with. Exactly. And if we did have an issue in one of those things, we're still going to put it out. It just allows everybody to continue to understand that we're at least trying to do the right thing.
Right.
They're already here.
Put the splicers down and end whatever monstrosity.
Hang on, CPD, just a sec. I'm switching weapons. Going with Plan C.
Oh, we got a shock captain out there. Heads up.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Start clearing up some of these ads.
Oh, Scorch Captain?
Shock captain down.
There's a... Yeah.
Yow.
I didn't know if there were two.
So So
No,
Google that back corner is probably going
I
to be
got
the
locked
best
out.
on the left side.
You got locked out? Oh, you'll be
Okay,
back.
I'm here.
Be used to that by now. I'm not.
Boomers up top.
Almost
Yep.
there.
Where? Ah,
Oof.
One down.
Two down. Three down.
Okay. Now we can go to town on this guy. Ads.
We've got.
We got company.
incoming?
Be careful of them because they do arc damage. Oh, we got a boomer up top.
Oh.
Boomer down.
Shoot his toes.
More incoming. Oh boy. Watch out for that catch. Put the bubble in the back here.
I am down.
Cool. Thank you. Hey, what's hitting me in this bubble? Oh, these guys. Come on, that's not right.
Well, while I'm hanging out waiting, hey, let's talk about car prowls.
Let's talk about car prowl.
Nice transition.
I'm up in 10. I know, smooth, right? So you know, one thing we see seasonally,
I'm
but
down.
you know, happens year round, are car prowls around the city. Jeez, guys, I'm gonna do everything. Oh no.
Yeah, we're both over here and we are.
Oh, I am.
You know.
Good.
Alright, 88, I see your question. We'll get to it right after we talk about car prowls. You have a question about outreach. 88, can you specify what kind of outreach? Like community outreach? Because we have an entire community outreach section in addition to community police team officers within the department. So I want to pop a quick special sync. Oh, awesome. Right. So this has to do with homeless outreach. Perfect question. So why don't you go ahead and talk about Car Prowl's first project, just cause?
Sure thing. So, you know, car prowls are a thing that occur, unfortunately, in any, you know, major city. I actually had the bad fortune of having my car prowled downtown a couple weeks ago. And, you know, it's you know, I've lived here my entire life, and it's certainly not the first time that's happened. And it was just in a garage, you know, downtown. And, you know, while I was at the window, I, you know, hadn't left anything in my car intentionally. I think really all I got was a $2, you know, charging cable or whatever, which, you know, took off the window is not insignificant, but, you know, it wasn't my cell phone or, you know, computer or anything that certainly would be even more costly to replace. But yeah, you know, the number one thing is just sort of realizing that car prowls can and do happen, and while they're unfortunate, you know, the best thing to do is never leave anything in your vehicle that you know, is worth taking. I know some people that leave their cars unlocked as a protective measure, and you know, I don't know so that's sort of up to you as the vehicle owner. But it's certainly one thing that you can do. Just don't leave anything of value inside. Park in well-lit areas. In this case, my car was in the back corner of a dark garage because that was the space that was open. And yeah, it can happen pretty quickly, and you come back and you've got a broken window, and there's no one around, and
so what do you do after that? Well, in my case, I knew there wasn't really going to be much in the way of any sort of evidence or anything like that, and so I just sort of I went home and went on the department's online reporting site and filed a report for my $2 cable. So, yeah,
So how was that experience? Not getting your car broken into, but the online reporting.
It was pretty quick. It's a basically a series of drop-down menus, and
it's pretty quick and pretty easy. I think it took me 5 or 10 minutes to get through it all, and
just look up the address of where my car had been parked and
Incoming.
and report everything. So yeah, it is what it is, as they say. I'm also working on a design plan for a car that just doesn't have any windows.
Homer's
Why don't they make the whole thing out of the black box?
Are you going to just drive with the camera?
Yes.
Nice. Well, I'll be your first investor. There's $10.
Uh-oh.
Welcome to my world of pain. Okay, no cannon here. Did you just swipe my null cannon?
Maybe. You weren't fast enough.
Hey swiper, no swiping. That just happened.
Kid.
Okay,
that's an unhealthy obsession with children's programming.
So, yeah, 88 asks a very valid and difficult question about outreach to our homeless community. This is another vulnerable community. We've said it all along, Chief O'Toole's said it numerous times. There's nothing against the law with being homeless. It is a status. And people who are homeless, deserve our service as much as anyone else. Doesn't matter if you live in a mansion or a high-rise. So we want to make sure that we're providing services to our homeless community as well. And so there's a multidisciplinary approach. Largely what that means is the police department obviously is not the lead when it comes to homeless camps, people living in cars. Although if there's crimes that are happening here, we're all over it. If someone is stealing drugs, or as was in the news just last week, trafficking kids for sex, they're going to jail, and they're going to feel the full weight of our ability to investigate these crimes. Wow. Those drops
are impressive.
Thank you. So as far as, providing services and outreach, we work incredibly closely with the Human Services Department in Seattle and our other city partners, Seattle Department of Transportation and City Parks, to find where people are, go out there as needed to do outreach and offer services. As far as investigating crimes, that's pretty self-explanatory. People who live in encampments do call us. We do respond. We believe that when you've got an encampment that is regulated with the city, it's sanctioned, like a tent city, like on church property, for instance. Those are going to have fewer issues than other like mini encampments that will sometimes spring up in green belts. And so Again, our number one priority is public safety, community safety, and the health and well-being of everyone who lives here. And we do this as part of a city agency dedicated to, providing government services. So we are not the lead, but we do work very closely. In fact, we now have a squad of officers that specializes in this, just like we've got a squad of officers that specializes in dealing with people who are mentally ill, and that's our crisis response unit. Any closing thoughts, gentlemen?
Well, just on that, and any officer, who knows their beat well and knows the folks in it, is, you got to make contacts on the street and get to know, homeless folks in their sector, and have contact with them on a regular basis, just as they would anybody. And I know we've got a sergeant at the West Precinct that goes around in the winter offering people rides to shelters and bringing out blankets and things like that. And there's so that's another form of outreach that we do as well.
Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. Just a quick reminder, the State of the City is coming up here at 9:30. It's going to be broadcast live. You can check it out online at the Seattle channel. And also here locally, Channel 21, Mayor Ed Murray is going to be giving the State of the City at Idris Mosque. And we're very honored and grateful for the invitation there. So until next time, everyone, if you have a question, let us know on Twitter at SeattlePD or also on Reddit. And we'll see you in the coming week.